I'm back here with another video. Today we're going to go over how to do group-based authentication with Active Directory / LDAP for QRadar. To get started, we're going to click on Authentication. Pull this down. So I've already pre-configured it, but I'm just going to go over the settings so then it will help you guys configure it yourselves. The first step is to change this to LDAP. I've tried it with Active Directory because I'm using Active Directory, but you can't do group-based authentication. So this is kind of pointless for what we want to accomplish today. Next, you'd click Add. For my step, I'm going to do Edit. So in the repository ID, this is going to be Forest. This might be different if you're using like standard LDAP, but for Active Directory, it's going to be Forest. The server URL is going to be the IP address to your domain controller and the port number. This is for standard LDAP. There is secure LDAP. We would have to change the port number and have certificates. I haven't set up like full certificates in my domain yet, so I've left this off for now. Maybe in another video I'll walk through how to do certificate-based LDAP. So SSL will be false, TLS will be false. We want to search the entire base directory, so it's going to be true. We're going to select the user by the SAM account name and make sure to do the right capitals and lowercases in here. And then this is going to be the base like folder Active Directory or LDAP is going to query in. So this is going to be our domain, and the domain's rt-ac88u.local. And then this is going to be the OU, which is domain users. I'm going to show you that right now by clicking into our domain controller. And I'm going to go here. So right here you can see the domain, and then we're going to go to the OU domain users, and you can see I got a couple of usernames in here. That's normal, and that's how the query is going to look. It's going to go right in here, then it's going to go down one level, and it's going to see all these user accounts in here. I did that to avoid the default built-in users and all the other junk, so it kind of helps filter stuff. Go back to QRadar. Whoops. Okay, and then we need to do authentication with the user account. It doesn't need to be like a domain admin or anything like that, just a standard domain user. They're allowed to do lookups by default unless you change settings on it. Then you'll need to adjust as necessary. So we got the username QRadar as our lookup, and we're going to test this once you do the password. So we're going to do a lookup on a known account, and we typed the username and it was successful. Next, we're going to scroll down here on how to authorize. So this is going to be, are we going to look in the built-in QRadar local database and see what group they're in? Or are we going to do it with certain attributes or the group that they belong to? The whole point of this was doing it based on the group they belong to, so we're going to select group-based. Similar to what was above, this is going to be the query to look what directory the groups are. So we'll go back to our AD one more time. So we're going to go to groups, and this is a default folder, and then I made just basic security groups. Global security, and then added users in here to authenticate with. And I just did them QRadar underscore and then the level of access. We can leave this all default because most likely, especially with the community edition, I'm never going to be doing over 1,000. So the interesting thing here is you're going to select it based off the member, like the username that's a member of that group. However, when you, well, I'll just show you right here. So when we load groups, it's only going to show you the users that have been members of the groups. Since I don't have all the groups populated with you people, it's not going to help when we're setting this up because you need to call in like the read-only, the win collect ones, the disabled ones, which you're not going to see if we don't have people in them. So instead of having fake users with them all, we'll temporarily change this to CN for common name, and we'll load the groups. And this will show all the groups because it's looking at just the common name of all groups in Active Directory. So then with this, you would just click on the one, and then you click add, and it would add it here. So for this example, I'm going to add disabled, and it would add it to the all user role. So anytime a user's in the group QRadar underscore disabled, they would have access to all, which we definitely don't want that. So we're going to remove that, but that's just an example of how it works. If the group's not explicitly called here, then they wouldn't have access. So down here, the security profile, this is based off security profiles for like users accessing different log sources, different flow devices, so you could segment your network and stuff like that. I don't have that set up because I don't have to really worry about users accessing different log sources that are confidential or can't be shared due to compliance because this is a home network. So we're going to leave this just everybody in here unless they're disabled. So everything looks good here. And we're going to change this. Once we set that all back up, we're going to change this back to member, or else it won't work correctly. So click save. The last step I did was manage synchronization, and I changed this to 2 hours from 24, so it checks in a lot quicker. And for the first time after you set this all up, you'll want to synchronize it the first, because there won't be anything in here, or you're going to have to wait 2 hours. So we're going to click close. And then normally you'd have to deploy the changes. Since I didn't make any changes to my existing setup, there's nothing to deploy. Next, we're going to look at the users real quick to show you that the John user is not there. And you can see right here, the John user's username is JLE. There's no JLE. So we're going to move back here, and I'm going to log out. And we're going to log in with the user and go look at Active Directory one more time. So you can see he's the member of RO, read only. So when we log in, he should only have access to RO. And when we log in, it's going to create his account automatically. This takes a minute because it's creating the account, and it's going to pull up the licensing agreement. Since it's a brand new user, they need to accept the terms. So here we go. We'll click accept. And you can see it looks like they don't have access to any of the admin stuff. So that created his account successfully. And he is read only. So we're going to log back into admin one more time. And we're going to close that window. And we will go to admin. It's going to ask us to deploy changes because it's the new user account. So we got that. Whoops. Give me 1 sec here. So we clicked on the user JLE. We can fill in a email if we want. There's no pass-through because it's all authenticated through LDAP. And you can see right here, it automatically added a description that it was imported from the domain. It set its user role and security profile automatically for us. And it's good to go. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any other questions or you want another tutorial video on a specific topic, let me know. Have a great day.